Hello everybody, today I bring you examination hints. An examination is a race against time. Therefore, you must work fast and smart. Read the instructions, number your work correctly, check mark allocation because this will give you an idea of how much to write. Identify and underline keywords. It is very common for candidates to miss crucial words in the question. For example, in a question such as, which one is not? Because you are working under pressure, you are nervous, there is a tendency of not seeing the not in that question. Do not write negative answers. For example, if the question asks you to give solutions to the problem of soil erosion, do not plow down slopes is a negative answer, but plowing across the slope is a positive answer. Plowing down slope can be given as a cause of erosion, not a solution. Leave packs at home. Packs are possible examination questions. You can use them when you are revising. Here are some of the types of questions that you can see in the exam. Do you agree? This question requires you to make a choice. Your choice is either yes or no. Always make that choice. It could be worth 1 mark, but it is important to get that 1 mark. True-false questions. If any part of the statement given is wrong, then the statement is false. For example, you can be given a statement, wind is air in motion and it moves from low pressure to high pressure. The first part of that question or the statement is correct. Wind is air in motion. Then the last part, it moves from area of low pressure to high pressure, is wrong. It is actually the opposite. Then another question, multiple choice. This one requires you to read very fast because there are multiple alternatives to choose from. Choose the best option. Matching type. In this type of question, you are given terms and some descriptions, and you are supposed to match the correct term to a correct description. Always cross out the options that you have chosen and used. Then fill in the blank. After filling in the blanks, always read the statement or to check if it makes sense. Then the last type, essay type. This one is more demanding as well as more rewarding. It needs planning, and make sure that you dedicate a point to a paragraph. Do not mix ideas. Here are some examples of questioning techniques. The question can ask you to give, to state, to name, or to list. Most of questions of this type will require you to give short answers. When you are asked to list, you must give the answers in a bulleted style. For example, list the 3 states of water. 1. Liquid. 2. Solid. 3. Gas. State and describe. These are 2 questions. You are supposed to state and also to describe. For example, you could be asked to state and describe 3 major cloud types. Number 1, cirrus. That's your statement. Then the description, thin and fibrous, or you can say they are made up of ice crystals. Cumulus. You've stated the cloud, then you go on to describe. Heaped with flat bases. The third type, stratus, gray, and layered. Describe and explain. If you are given a question like describe and explain two features of a Stevenson screen. 1. The description, you can say it is painted white. Then the explanation, you are answering why it is painted white. You can go on to write to reflect heat. Another description could be it has louvered sides. Why, you explain, to allow free air circulation. Compare and contrast. When comparing, you are giving the similarities, but when contrasting, you give the differences. For example, the question could be compare and contrast tropical cyclones and mid-latitude cyclones. Your comparison, you are giving the similarity, you can say they are both low pressure cells, but the difference or the contrast, you could say mid-latitude cyclones occur in the middle latitudes, while tropical cyclones occur in the tropics. Then another technique, you could be asked to give advantages, disadvantages, pros or cons, points for or against, merits or demerits. For example, you could be asked to give the advantage and disadvantage of dam construction. Then you could say the advantage is water for irrigation. Then the disadvantage is reduced flow downstream or downriver.